of the year of streaming and learning to code. There are headphones all over the place. Okay, there we go. That's better. That's better. Right. Day 66. 33% of the way through the entirety of the course. I believe. Did we finish section 2? We did. We did the micro stream yesterday. That was like, what, just over 20 minutes? Yeah, that was fun. That was good. All right, now we are on to section 3, HTML structure, tables, divs, and spans. So, section 3, lesson 1, HTML basics 3. Not sure if we will get to the second lesson, clickable photo page, but we will definitely do our best for basics today. We are just going to dive straight into it. Introduction. Our HTML journey has been progressing very nicely. We've covered 1. How to set up the skeleton of an HTML file. 2. Headings, paragraphs, images, and links. 3. Font color sizes, types. 4. Background color, aligning text, bolding, and italicizing font. In this course, we'll cover some important structural aspects of HTML, tables, divs, and spans. Instructions. To get warmed up, make the heading have the font family Arial. 2. Add an image. 3. Add a second image, which is clickable, and links to a site. Check the hint if you don't remember how to do this. We're just going to open the hint for fun. Remember to wrap your image tag in an A tag like so. reference, the link, and then inside the anchor tags, drop the image source photo. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, 3 things. We're going to do font family for the heading, add an image, add a second image. Go time. Let's do this. How many sections do we have? 16? 15. 15. Beautiful. All right. Heading, title. Ooh. Make the heading have the font family Arial. Style. Equals. Not the head, but the H1 heading font. That makes more sense. I was like, that's so weird. Why would you style the head section? That doesn't make any sense. Because it's wrong. That's why. It's a dumb idea. That's what a dumb idea smells like. Style. Font family. Font family. Colon. Arial. Good. Photo. We are going to take, Interesting. They don't have a link in there, which means we get to find a link. Mega Kitty. Yeah, that's this guy. This is what we want right there. Beautiful. Wow, that is a gigantic source. How about just cat? Cat. That's right. Cat burrito, our favorite photo. I mean, that's perfect. Oh, and it doesn't have a 10,000 mile long web address. Exactly what we're looking for. Image. Kitty burrito. Kitty burrito. We're just going to copy the Codecademy homepage. Nice. Look at that. Tables are mega sweet because of cats and burritos. What are tables? Tables are very useful. We use them to store tabular data so it is easy to read when you want to present information neatly in a table with rows and columns. You guessed it, the table tag is what you need. Shocking. There are many tags associated with tables, but it all starts with the table tag. So let's add that first. Am I not table-y enough for the table club? Master of Disguise. Just an awful movie. Instructions. Add an opening and closing set of table tags to the body of this HTML document. Yeah, I wasn't really listening to the instructions. I kind of zoned out. To go to the results view, you'll notice that nothing visible was added because our table's not populated yet. We'll learn how to do that soon. Yeah, table open and close, I get that. Where are we doing this? Add an opening and closing set of table tags to the body of this HTML. Oh, well, that's not terribly difficult. Copy, body, table, table. Nice. Section 2 of 15, down. Row of information. Table is just a bunch of information arranged in rows and columns. We use the TR tag to create a table row. We'll learn how to create columns shortly, and everything will start to come together. You don't really create columns in tables. Instead, you teach each row how many cells to have, and that determines your number of columns. There is no spoon, only rows. Instruction. We'll get to the details of table cells in a minute. In the meantime, we've added a set of table row tags to the table on line 9. Yeah. Add 2 more rows to the table on line 11 and 12. You got it. Coming in hot. Some fresh rows coming out. Boom. Boom. Love it. Next, single column. Hey, look at that. We got a thing. Data. Oh, are we jumping ahead? I think we're jumping ahead. We'll stick to the story, the main script. A single column. Look at the HTML now. Can you tell that there are still 3 rows? We've added a little more white space to make it easier to deal with table columns and table data. We've added a single table. Table data cell, data, whatever you prefer. Table data cell to the first row, essentially creating a single column. If you view the result tab now, you'll see that we've drawn a border around it. It's not that impressive, but don't worry. We're about to add more table data cells. We're starting to add a lot of the HTML elements now. Make sure to indent your tags as you nest them so you don't get confused. Speaking of confusion, though not really related, but why not? Confusion and tangents. That's really what we're getting to. I kind of mentioned, although my insanity should be fairly clear by this point in time, but what was it, a day or 2 ago? Someone was inquiring why I was going through, and don't mind the highlighting, I'm just doing my thing. Someone was inquiring why exactly I'm going through the entire Codecademy course, learning everything all at once instead of mastering just one from the get-go and then continuing on, which I am totally about. My goal is to find the right one to master first. That really paints the best picture. So, being a crazy person, to also highlight this, kind of mention the whole speaker thing, which I'm saving that fiasco for another day to delve into that. But another example of my insanity of observing and then committing and then growing from there would be social media. I avoided social media for a long time. Yes, it's true. Yeah, no MySpace, no Facebook, none of that nonsense. I did Instagram, we'll call utilized. I utilized Instagram. I had like 4 photos, and that was about it. But mainly using Instagram to keep tabs on different news feeds for the automotive community. That was always fun. That was pretty much it. That was the extent. Yeah, class 5 lurker on automotive Instagrams, I think would be the best way to categorize that. So, going from now aware of how Twitter functions, no idea how Facebook worked and all that. I mean, I could see that it would consume people's lives and all that fun stuff. The absurdity of Snapchat, still don't get that. But anywho, so yeah, aware of how social media worked, each unique platform in general, not really using it though, and then going from using no social media to deciding that live streaming daily would be the way to go on Twitch. Do you see that extreme leap? And then also when I decided to live stream every day on Twitch, I also set up all the social media networks. We've got Twitch and YouTube up here, and Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook, Google+, Instagram, Reddit even, setting up an Amazon account and PayPal. And like, when someone sets up their Twitter and Instagram account, they aren't setting up their Amazon associate account or, you know, a PayPal business account and sorting out their Patreon page as well. It just going across all, I went from 0 to doing all of these. Now, going through and mastering each one, I have a better understanding of the Facebook settings, which is a friggin' nightmare to get to and to operate, but I have a better understanding of the settings and how you can manipulate Facebook with whatever preferences you want, more so than my understanding of like how to really use Facebook. You know what I mean? Yeah, right? So that's what's going on. Having everything set up. So it's kind of a backwards. Honestly, I think it's the proper way to do things. Thoroughly vet everything you're going to do and then figure out which direction to commit to and then thoroughly commit to there. I don't know why I do that, but it's just kind of thing. Anyways, I just wanted to vet on a why. So then when I'd mention usually when I say something, usually I'm fairly axiomatic, kind of commit to that mindset. That's why. It's because I spend so much time investing in the initial setup, figuring which direction to head. And it's not that I won't explore all directions, it's just it takes a while. And but usually I'll have the time to back it up. But again, just like learning most things, the more you learn, the more you see that the less you know. And then it makes me question others. Because there are those that commit to it, kind of like whoever visited, they were just like, this is the right way to do it. And I'm like, you're probably wrong. Just because they aren't crazy. Does that seem odd that I'm more likely to trust a crazy person? I don't know. I guess I just vibe well with other insane people. That's the other thing. I don't know if I'm actually insane. A lot of the, I don't know if it's heroes necessarily, or even icons. But we'll stick with that. Characters, if you will. We'll call them characters, whether it be TV shows, movies, and whatnot. A a lot of the people that I find fascinating usually have eccentric, quirky, slightly insane personalities, and I love that. And I think it's helpful and beneficial to them really like pushing the edge on figuring things out. We're totally not talking about coding anymore. This is just more of a general life perspective. And I think that's interesting. So I've always kind of wanted that slightly quirky, although I've probably overdone it and far surpassed that. But yeah, slightly quirky mindset and personality. But who knows? Who knows? Anyways, tangent done, right? We've finished that. We're back to the columns and so forth. I just wanted to clear up because yesterday the other dude kind of caught us off guard. We were busy trying to get through stuff, and they just kind of came in yammering, and then I started to yammer. Wasn't really pretty, so that was just a little more backstory to that. It was eating away at the back of me. Oh, look at that kitty burrito. I know it's a paper towel or something, but it's a burrito. I know a burrito when I see a burrito. Hey, little cat. Love you. Good talk. Good talk. Okay. Back to table data. That was a unique tangent. All right. What are we doing? We made it to... We're starting to add a lot of... No, we didn't make that. Actually, I think we did. Confusion. And now everyone's confused. Good, we're all on the same page. In the second row, add a table data TD cell and type 2 between the tags. In the third row, add another TD cell, type 3. Go to results, view. You can see that we have one column, 3 rows. Each contains exactly one cell. Hint, in between second and third sets of TR tags, you want to add a data cell, TD cell. Remember to indent to avoid confusion. We're just going to take this guy, copy. 2, 3. Adding a second column. It may not have seemed like much, but you just created a single column table, single column table in the last exercise. There we go. There we go. You just created a single column table in the last exercise. Nice work. That's not our table. King Kong movies and such. My guess is that we're just adding in the year. We could jump ahead, but we won't. At least not too far. Adding a second column, it may not have seemed like much, but you just created a single column table in the last exercise. Nice work. Now take a look at what we have on our page. Notice in the first table row, we now have 2 table data cells. Adding a second table data cell has the effect of adding a second table column. Although, if you want to go to the results view, it may look funny because only the first row has 2 cells. Let's fix that. Add TD tag with the value 1897. Add a TD tag with the value 1935. Coppity copy. Dracula. 1935. Check out the previous window. Now we have a total of 2 columns, 3 rows. Each row has 2 cells. Sweet. Now we have the basics of tables. To go on next section, you'll find out how to add a header and title to our table. 6 of 15. We are a third of the way through. Good. Head of the table. Here's a table we made earlier. It's okay, but it just looks like we have a list of famous Hollywood people monsters and their birth years to make our table look a little more like a table. We'll use the T-head and T-body tags. These go with the table tag and stand for table head, table body, respectively. The head HTML contains information about the web page, its title, and the body contains the contents of the web page. In the same way, the T-head tag can be thought of as containing information about the table, and the T-body tag containing the actual tabular data. Instructions: since everything we currently have is just tabular data, put everything we have in our table so far between T-body tags. We'll add the table head next. Original TR should be within the T-body. T-body should be within table. Sounds fair enough. And it's indented properly. Beautiful. Let's get our slash in there. Save and submit. Nice. 7. Don't mind me. Okay. Good, good. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Oh, we totally closed out chat after answering that text. Table head. We've added a table head tag above the T-body. It will hold the heading for each column. You add text to a T-head similar to a T-body like this. T-head, TR, TH, name, favorite color, TR, T-head. Whoa, 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 that's really ugly. First, we have the opening T-head tag for the table head. Then we have the opening TR tag for the row to start the row. After that, we have the TH cell for the name column heading. Notice that we use TH for the table heading cell instead of TD. Then another TH cell for the favorite color column heading. Finally, we close the row element with a closing TR tag, and then close out the table heading element with a closing TH tag. I think we're just going to be adding in all of that noise, to be completely honest. We've already created the TH head, or blah 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 blah. We've already created, I want to say theed or thed. We already created the T head element for you. Inside the table heading element, add a single row using TR. Within this row, add 2 TH cells. Famous monsters, birth year. Check out the example above to see what you talking about, Willis, right? Perhaps not. Perhaps not. T-head. Hey, mister, where you headed? Are you in a hurry? Save and submit. Next lesson. Oh, look at that. That is just freaking-tacular. Naming your table. Sit table. Sit. Naming your table. Our table is missing a title. We want to add a title row that goes all the way across the top. To do so, we need to use the colspan attribute for the TH tag. by default, the table cell takes up 1 column. If we want the table cell to take up 3 columns instead of 1, we can set the colspan attribute to 3. It looks like this. th colspan 3, 3 columns across. Go to the result view. We've added the title row for you, but it only spans 1 column right now. Make the column span 2 columns with the colspan attribute, adding the attribute colspan2 to the th tag. Colspan, copy. Which column? Famous monsters? By birth year? Return the results. Pretty sure they're talking about this one. That seems right. Shot in the dark. Beautiful. Style that head. Your table is starting to look great, but it's still a little bland. We've gone ahead and added some styling to the table to make it a bit easier to read. It's your job to add the finishing touches. Feel free to play around with style attributes we added. You'll learn much more about these later during the CSS course. If you want to add more than one style, you just separate your styles with a semicolon, like so. th style, font size 12, color red, blah diddy blah 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 blah. Make the famous monster birth year label emphasized, i.e. make them italicized. We're gonna be dropping M's so hard and fast, they won't even know what hit them. Make the famous monsters by birth year title red. Stuck, get a hint, blah blah blah. Look at previous sections, strong, emphasize, refresher, style. Add the style attribute, th in order to change the color, style, paragraph. Beautiful, great. Just a bunch of friggin' noise. 2 things to do on our to-do list. Oh, that's fun. Look at that. Nice. Okay. Go time. Make the famous monsters and birth year labels emphasized. Famous monsters. Birth year. Famous monster here. Birth year there. I'm gonna get emphed. Dee 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 dee. Dun, 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 dun. Abracadabra, let him rip. Something about something. Add a style attribute. Oh, we forgot part 2. Guys, we forgot part 2. We jumped the gun. I forgot part 2. Bad Steven. No food for you. Make the famous monsters by birth year title red. Yeah, we will. Style. Pretty sure we can just drop a semicolon in there. Not too sure, but we're gonna give it a shot. Style equals ding 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 ding. Alright, yes, fight on Trojans. Good. Next. Recap. Whoosh. Is that right? Whoosh? That's what we're... I guess that's what we're feeling right now. Time to get whooshy. We've learned quite a bit. What can you do now? Write an HTML comment, create a list, ordered or unordered, make text stand out using M's and strong, change the color, size, and alignment of text using style, create HTML tables, hit save and submit code to complete this section, and learn about 2 incredibly useful tags, div and span. You know, I'd like to note, that's pretty impressive. there's only 15 sections. The first 10 were all dedicated to table. Now, I guess there is a lot more, but I just find that 2 full sections, like, I don't have an issue with 10 sections being dedicated to table, but I just find it odd that div and span have to share 5. I feel like div should have 5 and span should have 5, but I know they're both fairly easy and straightforward. Just throwing that out there. Just my thoughts on that. Good, beautiful. Div and span. Okay, divide or divide and conquer. One of the most versatile structure tags available to you is the div tag, short for division. Div allows you to divide your page into containers that is different pieces that will come in handy when you begin learning CSS in the next unit. You'll be able to style different parts of your website individually. Check out the Result tab. You should see 3 blocks, 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 green. Each one is in its own div container. I see red, blue, and green. So at least we know they aren't lying. Now you try. On line 10, create your own div. Give it the background color yellow. Use the width and height syntax we've used for other divs as a guide. I'm gonna copy the f out of you. Copy. Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. Jam that in there and yellow. Right? Boom. Yellowy. Time to get Divi. Link it. Nice work. As you can probably guess, the smart use of divs will eventually allow you to create visual HTML objects like sidebars, menus, and more. Just like with images, you can make divs clickable by wrapping them in A tags. Go ahead, make your yellow div link your favorite site. Check the hint if you need a refresher. Remember, the A tags go around the thing you want to make a link, so blah diddy blah, blah blah blah. Fascinating. Yellow. A href equals double quote end caret and death caret. Beautiful. Copy link. D does whatever a spider pig does. Here comes spider pig. I think that's it. All she wrote. Save and submit. That's good. Spantastic. That's fun. That makes me happy. While div allows you to divide your web page up into pieces you can style individually, span allows you to control styling for smaller parts of your page, such as text. For example, if you always want the first word of your paragraphs to be red, you can wrap each first word in span tags, and that makes them red using CSS. For now, we'll continue to use the style attribute to change colors, wrap the word red in the editor in span tags, and give the span tag style color red. Notice how only the word between span gets tags, between the span tags changes colors. Okay, hold the phone. Who's putting what where now? For now, we'll continue to use the style attribute, changing color. Wrap the word red in the editor in span tags. I'm gonna get spanny. Copy. Red. Cool. Give the span tag style color red. Copy. Oh, this is a very localized Good. Save and submit. Our next lesson. Span is the man. Great. You're really getting the hang of this. These tags can be a little tricky though, so let's go through one more example. Color is just one attribute you can selectively change with span tags. You can also change the font size, font family, any other style attribute you can think of. Use the span tags to style the word impact with a font family of impact. Leave the rest of the text as is. Don't include the exclamation point in the span tag. All we are doing is impacting. For an example, here's how to style the word leg with family Arial, blah, 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 blah. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me get spanny. Oh, God. Execute. Copy. There we go. Not on a rampage. We were pretty trigger happy, not gonna lie. Impact. You know, we should have left the style. Yeah, that noise. We don't need that style. We can type it ourselves. We've got fingers. Font family. D D D D D D D D D D D D D impact. Impact. Just spectacular. All right. 15 of 15. Recap. Great work. In addition to what you've already learned, you now know how to 1. Divide up your web page for easy styling with divs, tags. Select pieces and text and change their properties using span tags. In the next course, we'll see how we can take much of the styling we've been doing, such as controlling font family, font color, text alignment, put it in its own separate file. By doing that, we use tags like div and span to impart style to our pages without writing style color red every single time. Instructions. We've given you a taste of how span can be powered by CSS in the editor. Check it out on the results tab. Cool, huh? Hit save and submit to finish the course. Move on to the wonderful world of CSS. Ye old story. A long time ago, there was an intrepid young student who wanted to learn CSS. Ellipses. Doc type. HTML. And style sheet. Yeah, CSS. Beautiful, beautiful. That's hot, that's hot. Index. Good, good. You know what, as I mentioned that, we'll hit the save and submit. This is like the third or fourth course time we've gone through HTML. These are basically even the same activities, I think, from some of the other courses, actually. In fact, I think I can almost guarantee it. So, yeah, there's a lot of rinse and repeat here. Most people would probably go crazy, and I'm sure there are definitely those who've gone through it, but we're jumping back to what we were talking about earlier, the insanity thing, going through all the social media things, getting to understand the settings behind them, how they all work and function, and blah, blah, blah. Going from not using them for so long, committing to everything, figuring out which one I like. Twitch, of all the social media things, Twitch is the primary. This is what I'm doing daily, right? We're here now, and even posting stuff to YouTube, so I guess a lot more effort than Instagram itself, or sending out a tweet, if you will. But let's see, how can I tie this together? That capacity of going through, it's constantly, like a science book, they're always being updated, usually, ideally, right? So keeping at it, kind of that repetitive process. I've gone through HTML, I know it's the same site, but I've gone through 3 to 4 HTML tutorials just within this one website alone, and I'm looking to go to other websites to go through the same beginner process. Again, I like the learning process, but I think setting up the proper foundation is important. whether it's a very focused singular activity or if it's a broad activity that involves multiple variables, perspectives, whatever you want to call them, ideas. Just establishing that foundation is, I find, incredibly critical. So thus the lot of repetition, and we're getting to this. That stupid phrase. This that's hot. So back to the eccentric people. God, there's, what was it? I think it was a quote from one of the Batman movies. If you keep pretending to have fun, you might just have some by accident, right? So pretending to be crazy to try and leverage that quirky mindset to try and push myself in different aspects and of life, whatever it be, whether it be learning or just being a person with a quirky personality. Pretending to do that, if you keep pretending to do that, it may actually happen. So there are points of myself where I fear that it has just become part of who I am, and one of those stupid things that's a highlight of that is that dumb "that's hot" phrase. Thank you, Paris Hilton. I would say it to mock people, although I don't do it with, but now I know if you repeat it enough, it just becomes a part of you, which is terrible. Like, I can't stand the people who use the phrase "bae" and other things like that. It's just, it irks me. It's so terrible. Makes my soul itchy and hurt. But yeah, so that's why I drop subconsciously just all the time, whenever that's hot, because it was so ridiculous, and I'd use it to make fun of people. Not make fun of people, but to drop it ironically, because it's just so not, yeah, anyways. But now it's there, it lingers. So kind of like the crazy personalities, they've kind of started the different aspects of different people, different characters from TVs and shows have slowly started to linger after pretending to be crazy for however many years. It just kind of happens. So yeah, that's that. It's all in the name of progress, though. Hopefully, it's kind of hard to keep everything on track and headed in the right direction to achieve progress, but it's there. I mean, we're 66 days deep in this, right? So that's got to mean something to somebody. Probably doesn't mean anything to anyone, but that's okay. That also is important. Just doing it for the hell of doing it, which is something we like, because that's always fun. All right. What is that? Recap of tangent, epilogue to tangent. Completed. We'll call that the epilogue. All right, save and submit. Just wanted to tie that up in an ugly bow. Not a pretty description of that, but just more info. You earned a badge. HTML Basics 3. Code achievement. Beautiful. Next, we will look clickable photo page. Have you ever wanted to make a photo album or a collection of images like the ones you see on Facebook or Pinterest? All it takes is a table. I would like to note we've also got Pinterest and Snapchat in addition to the 85 other things up here. Yeah. Pinterest is understandable. There's a purpose. I still don't understand the point of Snapchat. Like, I get how it works. I just can't figure out why anyone in their right mind would want to use it. That's all. That's just me. Just being that guy. But maybe it'll click. Maybe I'll turn into being the Snapchat champion of Stephen Land, right? That's a thing. Wow, we've just totally fallen off the insanity wagon, right? There's only 7. Do we knock out the 7 now or save it for later? Oh, what to do? some photos on your table, row by row, cell by cell. Remember, it's better with a header. 9 pictures are worth 9,000 words. I'll link them up. The sky is the limit. I think we're going to call it quits. I think I should push through, but we're going to call it quits for today. Yeah, we're going to call it quits. Okay. Let's back out. How do we back out? Maybe we'll change our mind. We'll see. %. My spidey senses are telling me consider pushing on. Moral dilemma. Introduction to CSS. Assign a button for your website. CSS and IDs. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll knock it out. Okay. Photos. Some photos on your table. You know all about tables, but did you know that tables are useful for much more than formatting text? You can use tables to create beautifully formatted grids of photos. You'll notice that we included an extra file in this project, stylesheet.css. You'll be learning about CSS in the next lesson and project, but we think you might like a sneak peek here. This file will help format your HTML and keep it looking great. Hit start your photo project. Where we go on, beautiful HTML, love it, great. Row by row. First things first, we need to create rows for a table. Create a table, complete with body, 3 table rows, check in if you need a refresher. First put your table, then your body, then 3 tags, blah, 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 blah. We are going to steal table. Nice. We have key head as well. Doesn't that seem appropriate and fitting, considering we just came out of the last lesson doing exactly that? Perhaps not. Nice. Save and submit. Lovely. Cell by cell. Great. Now we need 3 cells per row to get 9 cells altogether. Add 3 table cells to get a total of 9. Table data. Table blah, 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 table blah. Here comes table man. Spider table, spider table. Okay. Hey, look at that. We've got a micro table. Yeah, we're already at 4:07. Okay, glad we knocked this out, because this would have been like a 6-minute stream any other day. Remember, it's better with a header. What did I freaking... That's okay. That's okay. This is still an intro course. This could be someone's first day, not their 66th, right? Remember, it's better with a header. You'll want to give your table a header so everyone will know what your photos are of and about. To make sure your header looks nice, remember to set its colspan attribute to 3. Since you have 3 columns, you want the header to go across all of them. So yeah, colspan 3, beautiful. Create a table header, t head, th tag. Feel free to call whatever you'd like. Table header contains th after the table, before table row. Yeah, good. So table head, copy, table. Whoa. Copy t blank col span equals 3. Tables. Is that a little too on the nose? Five. 9 pictures are worth 9,000 words. Great work. Next up, find 9 pictures. You can use any image links you like. If you can't think of anything, try searching stock photos using your favorite search engine. Remember, image tags are one of the few tags that are self-closing. This means instead of blankety blank, you should type blank, because nothing goes between opening image tag and the closing one. So you can safely open and close it in a single one. Insert image between each set of table data to make sure set the source attribute. Yeah, great. Okay, so we're going to take you, copy. I think we're going to do cat burrito mural. So cat although I'm inclined to use the cucumber cat photo. Yeah, we might do this guy. Kyle. Or dead birds. 9 dead birds. Maybe too grim. Yeah. We're gonna do Kyle. Gray Kyle. Nice. Where is Kyle? He is. There we go. Copy. Great. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. You know, after I did the first 3, I probably just could have cleared out the table data, copied one section of 3. Yeah, good. They probably wanted something prettier than that, but, that gets the point across. Link them up. You've gotta be f***ing kidding me. Perfect. Now you just need to wrap each image in an A tag, you soulless. Cool. So, yeah, now we're gonna just copy the block of 3 and execute the others, because we can do that. H reference codecademy, now link it like this. Remember to give each A tag H reference attribute. Website wrap each image tag in A tags. There's no need to make your image source attributes and H reference point to the same web address. In fact, encourage to make them different. Oh, they will be. Remember how A tags work? Yeah, you just crush my soul a little and then you click on it. Takes you to the website you want. Little grim, right? Little grim. Good. That's great. Copy. Blah. And copy link address. Cool. That's a photo. Copy. Paste. Paste. Copy. Paste. And paste. Beautiful. Fire away. Oh, look at that. We've got 9 cat photos that take us to Codecademy. Yeah, great. Okay. Start next lesson. 7. The sky's the limit. Beautiful. You've now got a great looking table of clickable images to display on your rapidly growing website of Kyle the Frustrated Kitten. There's no reason to stop at just 9 images, though. You could create an entire album with dozens of images laid out beautifully on a table. Feel free to experiment with the linking in the small table images over larger versions of the photo, adding additional table cells, and so on. When you're ready, click Save and Submit to finish the course. Oh, look at this. We're done. Beautiful. Okay. Golden. Congratulations, you finished the course. Clickable photo page. Yeah, you don't. Close. Next. CSS in overview. CSS, cascading style sheets, are what give your HTML pages their beautiful appearance. You've got the HTML structure down pat. Now it's time to make your website look great. Start lesson. Start lesson. Okay. How many seconds are in this? Ooh, yeah, wow, 26. That noise. That's definitely for tomorrow. That's got 67 written all over it. Okay. Seeing is believing. We will read the first little blurb, right? Take a look at the HTML file in index.html. Why is there so much cat buzz flying through the air right now? Little kitty's been sleeping for like... Oh, how long has she been sleeping for? Let's find out. Let's solve that mystery. OBS, she's been sleeping for 57 minutes. But for some reason, there's a hurricane of fur just above me. Are you trying to learn anything in particular? As of now, no, not particularly. Well, yes and no. Everything, but that doesn't help anybody. That's like when you ask someone, what's your favorite type of music? And they say, oh, I like all kinds. That doesn't help anybody. Right now, I'm just trying to conquer all of Codecademy. So I've made it through. They've got somewhere if it loads. So learn to code all these different things, going, make a website and the different aspects of Ruby and JavaScript, all that noise. So I'm going through. I've conquered HTML, CSS. Well, this is a better highlight. HTML and CSS, learning JavaScript, Sass, making a website, learn the command line. That was actually kind of interesting. Deploying a website, Git was good. I mean, I learned how to use GitHub. Python was brutal. It contained a little gem of binary in there, which was just hellish, really. That was, God, binary was awful. And now HTML and CSS. But as a side note, HTML and CSS, see, I already did learning part 1. Then they've got make a website and deploy a website, and HTML and CSS. So this is really like the 3rd or 4th time that I've come across HTML and CSS, but it's all kind of very low-level introductory stuff. All of these, although I'm going just across and down, they aren't really meant to work as like a giant cohesive course. This is like, hey, I'm interested in how Ruby works. So you'd come to Codecademy, try out Ruby, and then like leave. That's kind of that. But I'm a crazy person, roughly. That's the short answer. So I decided to do all of it before I commit to one language and really master that language and then move on to another language. So, yeah. But 66 days of fun down. I'm actually closing up shop for the stream, but I'll be here for the rest of the year. Woohoo! Tomorrow's day 67, and there's 299 days left. So you're trying to become a programmer. Roughly in my free time. I mean, if it becomes a career path, that would be cool too. I'm actually my goal was to just start a Twitch stream, ideally for gaming, of course, but I don't have, well, I have the capture card, but the computer I have is too old to run it, to utilize that capture card. So I needed, one of the many tips is just make do with what you can. So when I stream gaming, I can stream directly through my Xbox One, but I want to do other games like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild just came out. I want to play that on my Wii U. I would be able to do it if I could use my capture card with my computer, but I can't. So making do with what I have, all my computer can handle is basically streaming some basic web development stuff here on Codecademy. So it also keeps me in the good habit of streaming daily. Do I have a job? Not currently. Not anymore. I did, but yeah, so I mean, technically, kind of. I set up all this other stuff, so I mean, I pay taxes for it. I receive mail under the company name. And I've got shirts, so I've got shirts, pay taxes for it, and receive mail as the company name, so I guess I'm self-employed. I wouldn't say business is great right now, so kind of depends on how you look at it. It's great work experience. I've learned a shit ton, but I'm not employed by a third party, that's for sure. So yeah, but it's good times. I mean, I've been doing this for almost a year. I think in May it'll be a year. So, I mean, it's not terrible. But, yeah, right? Pretty good. Pretty good, all things considered. I'd definitely recommend it to others if they could afford it. So, yeah, das gut. But, we were just going to read this little blurb, a highlight for tomorrow, something involving puppies, it seems. Seeing is believing. Take a look at the HTML file in index.html. Pretty standard, right? You know all this stuff: headers, paragraphs, images, lists, and tables. Look in the preview pane. No surprises there. In fact, it's pretty ugly if you ask us. So HTML nonsense, CSS nonsense. Yeah, all the fun that's on the horizon for tomorrow. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's close out of this noise. And let's see where we ended for today. Day 66 concludes us 55% of the way through HTML and CSS, and 732 arbitrary points of gold stars and pats on the back, viewing my profile, and 102 badges. Good, good. Tons of fun. 8 languages down. Alright, well, that's about it. Jake, thank you for stopping by, although a brief introduction. Hopefully you have an awesome rest of your day. And we're gonna kill this. Yeah. Stop stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.